Greetings and welcome to another episode of Q Points Podcast. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is Jay Ray, sometimes known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay III and Sir Daniel.
Yes.
Not only do we have a legend in the building, he is also going to be our first guest from where I'm from. I have been the only Chester person on this show since we started.
Got to put Chester on the map. Put it. You already have it. Keep it on your back, so you might as well put the people on the map as well. And Jay Ray, I'm excited about speaking to our guest because he and I come from the same world.
Yes.
You know, before we started recording, I was talking to you about an upcoming shift that I have at the radio station, and just how
you do a lot of stuff. You just got to do stuff.
You end up doing. You wear a lot of hats. Yes, indeed. And sometimes the hours can be like, oh God, I'm covering for somebody on my only day off. But when radio is in your veins and it is something that you love to do, there is absolutely, nothing that will dismay you from. Well, I'll take that back. There's a couple zeros that will dismay you from doing the work. But anyway, I digress. It's just something that's in your blood, and when it's in your blood and you have a passion for the music or the talk of the talk situation of the station, then you're obliged and you're happy to do it. So I'm ready to hear this brother's story and just see what kind of experience that he's had in the radio game.
Ooh, man, oh man. So folks, we're going to welcome our guest to the show. So Jean-Pierre Berman Brice is a Brooklyn-born, Chester, PA raised media founder, storyteller, and cultural organizer whose work bridges media, youth development, and community empowerment. As the founder of CMPRadio.net and the CMP Radio Foundation, he transformed lived experiences of loss, incarceration, and renewal into platforms that amplify real voices and champion cultivating mature positivity. Through teaching, mentorship, and youth media programs, including work with Chester Charter Scholars Academy, Brice has become a trusted guide for young people discovering their purpose. Honored with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award from AmeriCorps and numerous civic recognitions, he continues to build platforms that unite through honesty, accountability, and healing. At his core, Jean-Pierre, who we call JP, is a communicator who believes that unity comes through honest conversation, collective responsibility, and narrative control. Whether behind the microphone, in the classroom, or on the streets engaging with the youth, his mission remains the same. Build platforms that make people feel seen, heard, and empowered. I am absolutely honored. Q Points is honored to welcome JP to the show. What's up, man?
What's going on, JP?
What's going on, brothers, man? It is an honor. It is a pleasure to be on Q Points with you guys, man. So I'm just ready to get going, right?
Absolutely.
Listen, we are super, super proud to have you on. And so, okay, I got to ask real quick, because I hear you were born in Brooklyn.
Right.
Also, I grew up in Brooklyn as well. So we got a lot of things in common. And we definitely have the radio game in common. I know that radio is one of those industries where people are always finding a home. I would love to know, have you had any experience in terrestrial radio and what that was like, if you had any? And then after you matriculated through that, what made you say, okay, CMP radio has been living in my brain for a long time now, I need to see it come to fruition? Talk us through that.
Yeah, so terrestrial radio, I've never ever been in a live radio station. Like, here in Chester, right, we have Power 99, WDAS, 107.9. I've never been to any of those radio stations, but man, my love for radio comes from my mother, right? My father passed away when I was 12. And me and my mom, before he passed away, we listened to WDAS, Tony Brown, the Quiet Storm. Right? We would make tapes, right? And I would listen to it the next day. And she always would tell me, music, R&B music calms the savage beast, right? When you listen to it, it invokes feelings of love, empathy, listening, instructions. It's a lot of instructions in the music from back in the day not so much today, right? And how to love on a woman correctly, how to love on a man correctly, the things that we want. Not really crying, but
You can cry
understanding.
too.
I know.
Hey, me and my
right?
lady, we cried together. Come on now.
We cried together. Absolutely. But from there, I fell in love with radio. Then my father passed away. He asked me to take care of his wife and his daughter. And that put a lot of pressure on a 12-year-old kid, right? So, I was confused at what he meant, right? I thought he wanted me to financially take care of them, right? So I went out there to the streets, right? I had a job. I worked different jobs, but radio fell to the wayside.
To that point, like getting to build your own home. At home, right? Growing up here, there historically, I remember always saying there's not a lot here. But there was. Right? There was always things and there was always pockets, right? And you chose to build this foundation here. What made you start it when you started it?
Realizing that our community was losing because we didn't communicate, right? We didn't talk to each other. So CMP was founded in 2017, right? I started with two other people, DJ Chuck B and Joel Dodson, right? And these were people that I respected, right? And said, okay, if you do your job, I'm gonna do mine, right? And my job was to go out and to cultivate mature positivity in our community, go out and get people to want to do what I was doing, and bring money into the radio station. The radio station, when it was founded, there wasn't a lot of, let's say, love, right? Being poured out the way it's being poured out currently. And people were doubting themselves and doubting what they could do. I'd say that Barack Obama being elected shifted my life, right? It allowed me to see what I could be and that I could be more than what I was currently at that time, right? So if everybody say Barack didn't do anything with black people, he gave me hope. He changed a lot of things for me, man. Like personally, I changed from that day forth, right? It took a while before the radio station, because it was always in my head, right? It was always there, but it took a while for the radio station to actually come out. I actually went to therapy, right? Because I was out there running the street, still playing in the streets, and I was how do you say it? I was sharing a little too much of myself, right? And it became dangerous. This is why I love Johnny, right? When he came to me and he brought the HIV talk to me, I said, yo, I was there, I was in that, right? It only takes one time, right? And I'm so happy it never happened like that. But that's how dangerous I was playing in the streets, right? So I went to therapy, talked to my therapist, and he asked me, he said, what'd you want to be when you were 16 years old? I said, I want to be on radio. He said, so why don't you find a radio? I said, nobody want to hire nobody. I don't have any radio experience. I don't know how to do this stuff. He was like, oh, no experience? Why don't you start your own? And from there, it was like a rocket, right? Elevation. So, I went to PQ Radio 1, Purple Queen, No Q Tommy. I hit them up. I told them what I was trying to do. They welcomed me into their radio station. I was at their radio station for at least 2 years before they moved to Philly, and it was just too much of a commute for me to get up there. The guests had to come up there, and I said, no, we need one in Chester. So I hit DJ Chuck B up. Joel Dodson was already with me, helping me organize my radio show. And we just said, all right, man, we're going to do it. We're going to do it in Chester. We're going to cultivate mature positivity by constantly making progress and understanding that we are Chester-made products, man. All CMP, all day.
All CMP.
Okay, I see you.
All day.
See, Jerry, when I was trying to guess what CMP stood for, I did say Chester
You did
Made.
say Chester. See, I didn't know that part.
I did say that, and I pulled that out the air, and I was like, Chester Made product, and here we are, and it's the real thing. You know what? What you just said though, JP, resonates with me so tough because I went through a moment in time where I was trying to figure out what was it? What was my calling? And I had to do the same thing. And it's legit. I think it's true when they ask kids, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be when you grow up? And 9 times out of 10, the first thing that comes to their minds is what is going to be. Right. And I reflected to a moment when I was about 12, 13 years old. I remember specifically saying, I want to be a radio announcer. And that spoke to the universe at a very young age, and that came back to me, and it finds you. It found you, right? Yes, it came back and found you, and tell us about that. Like, what does it take to put together a station? Because there's a difference between terrestrial radio and internet radio. So what, just, give us a little peek inside about what it took to put together the station.
Patience.
Well, yeah.
A lot of patience. A lot of understanding, right? Consistency, right? Being consistent, making sure you're showing up every day, making sure you know who you are, right? I also hold we have a cohort that started last Saturday. It's an intergenerational storytelling cohort. And one of the first things I wanted people to understand is that you have to know who you are before you get next to this microphone. You have to know what you like, what you don't like, what you dislike, what everything that you want. You have to know that. And if you don't know that, that's when things go left, because someone else can tell you what you like. Someone else can tell you what you want and get you to work for them that way, right? And I know on terrestrial radio, you can't really, if the boss likes this, you got to really push that, right? Yeah. And it gets a little left, right? But you still have to know what you like personally, right? And what your personality wants to invest in.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You to knowing what you like, right?
Right.
You made a deliberate choice, because you could have gone in a lot of directions in terms of foundationally how to look at the station. Right. You know what I'm saying? Probably even more lucrative versions of that when we look at how hip hop is used, right? In a lot of different ways, right? You chose R&B as like the foundation, of course, recognizing that Tony Brown inspiration, that making tapes, that connection to love, that connection to those messages. But what does that sound mean to you? Like, why do you think R&B is important for us to make sure that that it doesn't get lost? Because we hear that a lot, that it's getting lost. We don't believe that here. Why do you think it's important that it doesn't get lost?
It's important that it doesn't get lost because it teaches us everything: how to love, how to be listeners, how to communicate, how to cry, how to be upset, how to, as men, right? Just as men, we run from vulnerability, right? If we're vulnerable, we're weak, right? Automatic. You're vulnerable, you're weak. I'm not vulnerable, but you have to be vulnerable to love someone, right? You have to open up yourself. You have to open up yourself to attacks. You feel me? And then stay stoic in that attack and understand, no, she's saying this because she's mad. She's doing this because she's upset. It's not me that got her upset. It's the situation, right? So, you got to be stoic and stand still and say, okay, I understand that, right? So R&B for me helped me deal with some trauma, right? Some traumas that I was dealing with, right? Whenever I feel bad, man, I turn my microphone, I turn my speaker on, and I listen to R&B, and I can listen to R&B all day, all night. And it'll bring me out of that funk because I'm understanding how to communicate how I feel. I got jumped at the RS Club, almost lost my eye. And in that time that I wasn't on the street and I wasn't playing around, I had my headphones on. I was listening to R&B. My kids went to school during the day. I put my R&B on and just sit there and write about the radio station. Just sit there and write about the radio station. And I believe that if you get a journal and you write down what you want, it'll come true. I had no other choice but to start the radio station because I had wrote so much about it, right? It was like, if I don't start it, then I'm not really living, right? So, and I want to live, right?
Yep.
I don't want to just exist. I want to live, right? So I started the radio station. Has it been I know it's 8 years. The radio station has been here. Every year there's a new lesson.
8 years of doing this. We're going to just celebrate that.
Just sit in there for me.
Just sit in that for a second.
The whole space for sure. Yeah.
8 years. And like I said, I don't always make the right decisions, right? I make some messed up decisions because I was still a messed up person. But understanding from that place of being messed up, I'm growing. I'm making myself better every day. And I want to continue to improve the relationship in the city, in the community, in the county, everywhere, worldwide, if it can get out, right? That we deserve an opportunity to love on each other. We deserve an opportunity to build with each other, right? I've been pushing unity since I first started, right? Because my father, he was Haitian. He came here very young. He was a taxi cab driver, right? Whenever I drive up to New York, my mom used to say, "You drive just like your father." Get out of traffic real quick.
Driving a dollar van.
Yes. My father taught me how to drive at a very young age. At a very young age, I think I was like 10. Right? And he taught me how to drive. Get behind the wheel. Understand this, right? You make the moves. You direct the car, but be aware of the people around you, right? So I learned that throughout my life, right? I ran the streets being aware of the people that were around me. I know what you into, so I'm not going to stay around you too long because something's going to happen to me. I'm out, right? So, and I tell that to my son all the time. Be aware of the people that are around you, right? Ask questions, right? Because that's how you get answers. You don't get answers by waiting for it to happen. That's the result. That's not the answer, right? So I tell him all the time. So understanding that, right? And that's why R&B just, it grooves with me, right? Everywhere I go, right? Listening to Elder Barge, and I put on a song the other day. They say, "Yo, I remember that joint, bro." Like, yeah. Right now we're about to throw a party. It's All Love. DJ Darrell, he does an R&B party. We're going to do this at Harris for the first time ever. March 21st, right? It's going to be a huge party. I just want people to come out and vibe with us, man. Come out and vibe with the DJs. Come out and vibe with the event, and hopefully we can grow that as well.
Man.
You know, it's so funny that you said that because I was going to ask. I figured that there was some type of signature event within you for the station, and you just said it, and I was going to be like, well, there's got to be a signature event that you're working on and that you do have it, because what I gleaned from you already is that legacy is important to you. Just out of curiosity, what has your son picked up? Like, what's your son's favorite R&B jam that you introduced him to?
H-Town, Knocking the Boots. Now listen,
that's a great song. It's a great song. It's okay.
So hold on. Let me put that. So we were in the car one day, and him and his homies were in the car one day, and we were talking. I was like, listen, I was telling him from my experience, right? My father wasn't here to teach me how to put a condom on, right? So when I said that to him, he was like, "Oh, what you mean? You not go?" I said, "No." I said, "Son, we went to Acme. I bought a banana. We then went to Walgreens or CVS. I bought the condoms. I took all the kids in there. I said, pick out which condom you think fits you. You feel me? Because it's you. This is the first time I'm paying for it, right? So it's on me. But I want y'all to protect yourselves. I want y'all to understand that I didn't know how important it was to protect yourself, right? Sat in there with them. They bought the condoms. We were out in the car. Now I said, when you with a girl, man, you wanna lighten the mood. You wanna make it so this is what I used to listen to when the song. Yes, the mood setter right there. Right. That's
what was their initial reaction to that song? I'm so curious.
It was like they talk like this. Like, this is what you knocking the boots. Who boots you touching? I said, I had to explain everything to him, right? Like, come on, think about it.
We didn't just say it then.
Right. Now y'all say it.
We were clever. We were clever.
Right. We tried to hide it. Right. Now it's just out there now. But explaining to him what it means to be in a relationship, what it means to tell the truth, what it means to be honest about yourself. Again, my father wasn't here. I learned all that stuff on the fly, and I was out on the street. So you don't really learn the truth until you examine what they're saying, right? I didn't know that. So I'm just, oh yeah, mess with another girl. Oh yeah, you supposed to have 2 or 3. Okay, all right. Then I'm like, oh, why would I do that? Like, that doesn't make sense. But for me, because also the event that we're throwing March 21st, that's not our only event, right? So we do Fusion Fridays, where we go out into our community, where we take resources into our community, where we bring a good feeling of R&B, a good feeling of love, a good feeling of community, a good feeling of unity into our community. We do that during the summer months when the kids are out. So it's not just, that's the first time we're ever doing that, right? And I hope it blows up. I hope it grows, because that's my brother's brand. It's all love, right? But I had to get behind him to get him to move into doing it in the Harris, right? Because that's a casino, right? So you need people to buy tickets for that. Right. But for me, it's all about, communication. I have a saying that communication and unity builds a community. Right. We have to communicate, and we have to be on the same level, if not on the same level, understanding things on the same level. Right. Our community is so divided right now, and this is just not Chester. This is all Black people. Right. We're divided. Right. What side do you stand on? What do you represent? What do you like? All that stuff, that's not stuff you were born with. You was born with this, right?
Yes.
This skin right here. So, we should stand together. We should support each other. So, I'm all for it, man. Power to all people.
Man. Okay, so I do have a quick question. I can't let you leave now because I'm curious. One of the things that I appreciate about you, JP, and you talked about the fact that you've been to therapy, you are able to communicate how you feel very clearly, right? I'm curious to know, song-wise, if you could go back in time and think of and like pinpoint a song that song is like, nah, that was like the one that I felt like opened me up. You know what I mean? You may not have known it at the time, but when you reflect, it was like, nah, it was that joint right there.
That Girl by Stevie Wonder.
Yo, great choice.
Say more about that. What was it about this song?
That song for me is just memories. It's attached to memories. My father, my uncle, just dancing with my aunt and my mother and laughing and joking, right? It's not so much the song and the words inside the song. It's more about what I remember seeing when that song played, right? And my dad loved George Benson, right? And he would always play George Benson. So that's another thing that brings back memories. Like a lot of the old R&B just brings back memories of my father and partying and having fun. And when I'm in that zone, I can think about doing more for my community, right? I hold myself more accountable, because when I'm listening to rap, I'm thinking about, DMX is, let's go. You feel me? I get into that, and it's over for you. Seriously, if I get into that, I get the growling, it's a rap, right? But if I'm sitting there and I'm laughing, trust me, I'm listening. I'm thinking about some old R&B. I'm thinking about Sade. I'm thinking about Shaka Khan, Phyllis Hyman. You feel me? Like songs that just I'm good. Right. And just sit back and fall back. Right. So it's a real situation. I know what it does for me. I know how it makes me feel. So I know it can make everybody else. It has to make everybody else feel the same way.
Yes.
Wow, JP. So I feel like the rest of the world needs to feel this and needs to pick up on this vibration that you're emanating from your heart, because it's definitely, I could tell already, this is definitely a soul mission for you. And so I want you to share with our audience how they can get some of that love, how they can be a part of the cipher that you have created of love, and join in. Please let the people know how they can find you online, how they can find CMP Radio online and become a part of your mission and continue what you have started.
Right. Well, listen, you can find cmpradio.net online. We have the foundation took over that website, so it's cmpradio.foundation.org. You can go straight to our website. You can click on listen now. You can listen to the radio app. Live 365 is the holder of our radio station, so you can download Live 365. You type in cmpradio.net and get CMP Radio. I do a show every Monday through Friday. Let's Love Again, R&B, and we sit and we have conversations here and there. I jump in, but it's mainly about bringing back that old school feeling, man, that old school feeling. You can follow me on Facebook, CMP Radio, JP, Brice on Facebook, Instagram is CMP Radio _ YouTube, CMP Radio, right? We're on every major platform. I just don't put enough stuff out there. Everybody always say, why you ain't putting enough stuff out there? I said, you know how hard it is to do this by myself? I'll be in the house all day just doing YouTube.
Listen,
if I could get some more people to help me out, right? But I get it.
So to that point, JP, I'm not going to let you leave here. And I'm going to say to the Q Points audience, when you visit that website, click on the donate button.
Yes.
I'm going to say that thing again really, really clearly. When you visit the website, click on the donate button, because this work that JP is doing in this city is invaluable. So this brother needs your support. Not even needs your support.
Yeah, Johnny, I have a problem asking for money. Everybody say, you started a nonprofit, they have a problem asking. I just have a problem I'd rather ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. But I can't be that way anymore, so I have to learn. I'm learning. It's coming to me. I'm getting it. Please donate. Right.
Yes.
See, there you go.
Yes.
And we say all the time, support is a verb. And if
it is.
And we cannot get on our various platforms and get on our phones and just, lambaste everybody that's not doing what we want to see done. If you see somebody doing something that is in the vein of what you want more of, you got to support them. You got to support us. You got to support CMP Radio. You got to support JP. And it's so funny. The whole time I'm sitting here, J. Ray, I'm thinking, wow, you guys would be right outside of Philly, because this is so, all I keep thinking of is MFSB.
Yes. Love is the message.
Love is the message. And that's what JP is bringing and CMP Radio is bringing. I am super honored to have met you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Listen, we are about to head out of here. So real quick, just so y'all know the deal. If you can see our faces and hear our voices, make sure that you subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues, because if you enjoy Q Points, chances are they will as well. Make sure you subscribe to CMP Radio. JP gave you all the places where you can subscribe. I am a fan and can vouch for the fact that you are going to find something on CMP Radio you enjoy, and you should visit the website and click play, because there's probably something playing right now that you want to listen to. Right now, right? So do that. Visit our website, qpoints.com.
And JP reminds us of what sticking to it means. Since 2018 to still be around, that's a lot of time and dedication. And hats off to you, brothers. So again, shout out to everybody that is checking us out right now. Shout out to JP. We appreciate you.
Yes.
J. Ray, what do I say at the end of every show? In this life, you have a choice. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
I am J. Ray. And this is JP, CMP Radio.
Hey, and this is Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. We will see you on the next go round. Peace, y'all. Remember, love is the message.